This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, basically this is a weekend batch. So yeah. Uh, Robotic process automation. So do you know before that anything about the robotic process automation? What do you mean by robotic automation? So can you fill in the chat window little words kind of thing? Okay. Anyway, no problem. Okay. See, basically, the robotic process automation normally, so currently the organizations, so organizations are looking towards to the RPA. They are implementing the RPA into their organizations, and they are looking for nowadays. They are looking for finding the wherever the manual tasks are there, and they are analyzing whether we can automate or not, and they are automating that tasks by using the RPA. Okay. Uh, Basically, robotic process automation means you have a many processes. So it's like a different type of processes are there in the real time. So people are continuously working on that type of processes. So for example, process means suppose for example, just take like a an insurance process. Okay, insurance. Okay, insurance process. So almost two to three people, three employees. So there's a big insurance company, three employees dedicatedly. Their daily work is coming to the WhatsApp. Okay, so and find is there any new messages with the number? Okay, if any new messages with the number. Uh, they're just checking the WhatsApp group, so web WhatsApp, and checking that is there any new messages come into the with the new number, and they have to go to that new number. So for example, just check here. So this is a web WhatsApp, right? So okay, so you can go to that any new number. So suppose they will click on this one. They will click on this one and click here, Mila, and click on the applications, images, and download the each and every image, okay, and keep that into the one folder. That is one process, a regular process, okay. So they have to see, they have to find one folder, uh, documents. Within that folder, they are creating the daily basis. This is a manual work, okay. Plus 91. Mm, they are creating the folder, which is which folder has that means which message has the that number, and they are going and create again the policy number or something like images, okay, and another thing is the documents. Okay, so images, they will paste all the images from, they will download all the images from the web and download that to the here, and they will paste the documents here and paste here, and again they're just verifying whether they are submitted the proper documents or not, and they will chart. So the once they are doing that, they can just send message like, hey, so yeah, it's done like that. Yeah, okay. uh, yeah, so basically this is one type of process you can see. Okay, so that is a manual work. How many people are working in that manual work? So three people daily, every day, 8 hours. They are spending the time into the WhatsApp web and downloading the, because that is as it is a big insurance organization. So most of the people are sending their documents, so the ID proofs, PAN cards, Aadhaar cards, these things, and all the newcomers, new joiners, who the customers who are sending the documents to the WhatsApp. Okay, so these three people we can replace with the bot. So the bot means robot. Robot means it's like a piece of software. You can say it's not like a physical robot. It's a piece of software, a small software. Okay, okay, small software program. So basically, so we can create a small software program. So we can call it like a bot. People call like a bot. So why we are calling it as a bot? So normally it is a robots. So, but instead of robots, if you see just see the word robots, you can imagine the physical robot. That's why. So to differentiate the physical robot and the virtual robots, so they're calling as a bots. So in organizations in the RPA world, RPA development things, they are calling like how many bots are in the production. So currently, which bot is running? Okay, so these are all the terminologies people use in the organization. Okay, in the RPA world. Bot is a small software piece of software. We're going to create that bots. We're just telling that we just click here, whatever the manual work people are doing, and we're just that is a robot. Okay, robot means without, yeah, a robot means it is a mimicking the human actions. Okay, process you understand, right? Process is like any process. It may be any process. Okay, so I just explained about the WhatsApp incidents process. So three people are dedicatedly working for 7. Okay, it's 3 shifts. So these things and all they are doing, downloading the documents and downloading the image files and keep it the folder in the under the customer number folder. Okay, so but the if this is like a process, example process I explained. So what is a bot? Robot means, so basically it's like a mimicking the human. So as it is what human is doing with the computers, what we are doing with the computer. Okay, so we're just doing with the computer a clicks. Okay, we're using keyboard as the input, mouse is the input, and we're just doing the some clicks. And give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry. Uh, yeah. Okay. So basically, the another thing is uh, the bot. Bot is like a software. It's a piece of software which is sitting in the computer and do mimicking the human actions. So basically, it won't mimic. So we have to make that as a mimic. Okay. So we're just giving the training. The training in the sense you're just creating the bots. Click here, type here, and copy this text and paste into the Excel. Read. So it is whatever the human is doing into the with the computer, the same actions you can the bot will perform in the same type of actions. Okay, where to click, where to copy, where to paste these things and all. That is a bot. You can call it as a robot. And automation, basically automation, see here. So automation is not a new word. Okay, see basically if you just go to the history, so automation is a from the 90s onwards, people are doing automating their work. Okay, so it's not like the new word automation. So they are automating the manual work. If you don't automate, so if the human is a bored kind of thing. So suppose for example, in the same thing, see same thing you're creating the multiple folders. That is a very bored kind of thing. Okay, otherwise you just go to the every day you have to check like some uh, every day what is the dollar value, or what is the gold rate in Kerala or something. So okay, you can search now. Every day human has to do and paste into the on Excel. Okay, just a sample example. Okay, date and value. Okay, so and here is a value, here is the date, today's date, uh, 8 02 2020. So every day he has to go to the website and okay, so get the gold rate and add the information. So that you can have some charts information. So how the gold rate increases or something like it. You can compare with another cities. So what is the city here? So suppose for example, city is a Kerala. So I checked it. So what is the gold rate in Delhi now? So this will change, right? So if this is a kind of a one work. So for example, uh, okay, so a little bit change is there. Okay, so what is the date? So suppose this kind of work is there. So every day, it is a work. So if the human is a lazy in the sense it's not like a see he is bored to do this kind of work because it is a repetitive work. Go to the website, type the Google in the Google, just change the city name and get the information, copy that information, the value, keep it the value into the append the value into the sheet and send this sheet every day basis into the some particular managers. Okay. If this is the kind of work, what do you feel? So this kind of lot of works are there still. They are doing manual. Manual. It is not that much intelligence is not required. That means it's like a you can have a repetitive, basically repetitive uh, and any conditional based. Okay, so suppose for example, if the conditional base, so if the rate is greater than this one, so just make that up. Okay, down today. Okay, so change the colors to the up equal to green. Okay, so down equal to red. Okay, so suppose for example you are checking that this value daily values with the particular common generic value, and so this number is up than that one. So there is a another sheet is a config. So here just I'm just checking telling that one small process. Suppose for example this is a um, what it is. This is a common value. So if it is a otherwise it is a yesterday's value. Just think. So you have to check and update this sheet. So what came here? It is a condition based. Even though it is repetitive, but conditional based kind of things. So for that kind of things, that kind of activities, that kind of works. Okay. So they are automating the works. So basically, earlier they are automating using the programming. Yeah, so it's not like a new word. The automation is not a new word. It is coming from the almost last few years, past 90s onwards. People are doing automating their works, creating the folders, creating, giving the accesses, and so it's improving day by day the software industry and the automation industry. Okay, the manual testing is also there, right? The testing also they automated. There is the automation testing also came. So just test whether this what is working or not. This kind of things. Anything, not only the automation testing. So automating their work. Suppose for example, one person is has to go to the multiple. Suppose just see here. There is a multiple systems is servers. Okay, servers details are there. Servers. Just see server IPs. Okay, suppose this is one example. Server IP. Suppose server IP 192.185.26.23. Something different type of IPs are there. Okay, different types of IPs are there. Okay, so there is a service. There is a service. You know services, right? Services. If you go to the services, you can see the services, all the services which is running in the background. Suppose, for example, any service, so Google Chrome services or net log on, okay, net log on, or offline files. So anything, okay, offline files is working or not. So offline files is working or not. Suppose this offline files is a stop and start. Okay, that means it is a started. It is a running state. Okay, so some things it is not running state. See, it's not yet running. So if you just see properties, so what is the state here? So it's not yet running. Okay, it has to start. Suppose, so for example, if one person has to look every day and go to the mission, it's not like a physical mission. So they have to go to the MSTSC and type the mission ID here. Okay, ID here and log in with the username and password and check that mission whether the service is running or not, and check, see it says running down. Okay, stop. Okay, so this kind of things you can stop or running. Okay, so it has to, so they have to update this kind of information. So what is this? This is one process, right? So they can easily automate this kind of works. So they just already done this kind of works by using the some programming languages. So programming languages like C, C++, Java, Java.NET, or PowerShell, Python. Okay, so this is not a new word, automation. So they are doing all the things by using the programming language. So what is now the specialty of RPA? RPA. Okay, so if already automation is there, already automation is doing by the some programmers in all the industries. It's not a new word. It is coming from the past from 90s onwards. People are doing automating their regular work. What is the specialty of the RPA now? Robotic process automation. But see, RPA is so without code. Okay, so if the same process, any process, if you developer has to do by using the coding, it takes a lot of time, and he has to write a lot of lines of code. Okay, and that also and another thing is also, if any changes happens, he has to change in the code. So it is a very complex kind of thing. But the RPA is there's no, it's a codeless. Okay, so you can just drag and drop. It is a ready-made kind of thing. And also that is the one thing. Another thing is also the programming. In the programming, okay, basically by using the programming, people automate only such kind of automations. It's not like a entire generic automation. Such kind of automations means people automating Excel kind of things. People automating the SAP. Only some organizations, they automated the only SAP kind of thing. But the RPA, it is common for all kind of applications. You can automate any type of applications. Okay, so if I am say applications, so what is applications? So you can see Word, Excel, SAP, database, Salesforce, SharePoint. Okay, so there is a PDF automation, image automation, okay, web automation, websites, any websites you can, Windows automation. Okay, so you can see like a there's a lot many things. Okay, a lot many things. So you can, all the web applications come under automations. All the Windows come under the Citrix automation, mainframe, frames automation. There is a these are all these kind of things. So database, it will come as the Oracle, Java, Oracle, SQL, PLSQL. There's a lot of things coming under database. So this kind of basically different kind of applications, it will interact with the interact and do the automations. That is the RPA. It's not like a specific to the particular uh, kind of applications. Okay, that's why the RPA is a generic. You can automate any kind of applications which is repetitive. The work is repetitive, and the work is time consuming, and that's a condition based kind of thing. Okay. So that is the RPA, robotic process automation. Robotic means it is a smallest piece of software, so it will just mimic the actions and the process. You saw the, so what's the process, and under thing is a IP server IPs. Another thing is the city gold rates. Okay, so that is a different type of processes are there. So we have to finding the process is a bit bit difficult. Finding the right process to automate. Okay. The another thing is a robot that's mimicking the human. So the same actions what a human is performing, that same actions it will repeat. And the automation is a repeat. It's like a without human, basically without human. So earlier, human has to copy, go to the server and check the service is running. If it's running, just type the running. I will stop, type the stop. It's a human is doing the action. But once the automation is come into the picture, the human is not normal there in that task, in front of the task. So robot, the software is doing the same kind of software is going to this IP address, log into the IP address and check the service is running. If it's running, just type here running state. Okay, so if you go to this another IP address, so check the services, go to the services panel here, check the service, and so if it is a stop, we just update the stop in the C column. Okay, this is a status. So that means automation means without human. Without human, the work is done. That is called automation. Okay, so that is a robotic process automation. Let's go to the next slides. So yeah, a small talk about myself. So I have a almost 10 plus years of experience in IT career. I done jobs in different organizations like HP, DXC Technologies. Currently, I'm working in the UST Global and Georgia Technologies, even a few more companies. Okay, and work with technologies like a C Sharp. I'm basically a C Sharp developer. After that, I moved to the SSIS, that is integration tool, SQL database, and MVC again. Moved to the MVC and PowerShell. Finally, I end up with the UiPath. Okay, almost last 2.5 years onwards, I'm working in UiPath technology. So I have a YouTube channel. Some people know about the YouTube channel, so you can call to the my number if you have any doubts in the UiPath technology. Yeah. Uh, what is the advantages? So the advantages of the rope RPA. Just see the, so we're not talking about the UiPath up to now. So we're talking of the RPA. See, so RPA, if you just, so some people they are they have some confusion about the RPA and UiPath and Lakshmi is asking in what way RPA is differ from other automations. So I told you, right? I didn't saw your chat just now. I saw your chat, Lakshmi. RPA, did you get? Okay, okay, did you get that? Fine. Okay. Mm, if you have any doubts, you can speak out. Okay, so or you can ping in the chat window. One more thing, yeah. So what we are talking about is this. There's some people misunderstanding about the RPA and UiPath or RPA automation anyway. See, RPA is not a tool. Okay, it's like a concept. So you know, have a computer programming uh, languages, okay, or software program. So software programming is any software programming is not a tool, right? Software programming is a one concept. It's a concept, right? It's a concept like that. So so Java is a software programming. So .NET is a software programming. Okay. So like that. So RPA is a concept. The robotic process automation is a concept. So you can implement this RPA concept by using the different tools like UiPath and Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism, like the different type of tools are there. Okay. Now let's see advantages. So works with the existing business process. So what it mean? Suppose, for example, the advantages of the RPA is, so if any organizations is adapted this RPA technology, uh, they no need to change their existing process. Suppose, for example, there is an existing process. 1 second. Yeah, this will work in that existing business process. What do you mean by this? Is the existing business process? Um, suppose, for example, just imagine the same thing. They have this kind of work. Okay, if they introduce any website, okay, instead of using the Excel, they from so suppose they are using the some software. SAP. Suppose just take this cold kind of thing. So earlier we are using the Excel. Okay. Okay, so once any SAP introduce SAP or any software, okay, Salesforce or SharePoint, any software introduced in the or new to the organization. So from that day onwards, they have to log into the SAP and feed this information to the SAP. Okay, so basically, it is changing any new software coming to the organizations. It is changing the existing process. Okay, but RPA is not like that. It won't change existing business process. It will act like a human. Okay, it will act so how the human is interacting with the Excel. The same way it will interact with the Excel. It won't disturb the existing process. Okay, why it is not disturbing the existing process? Because it is as it is, it will work as it is how the human is working. That's the first advantage. The next advantage is the 24/7. Don't get sick leaves. Don't occasions. So normally human compared to the human, definitely the robot is works better than the humans. It's 3 times faster than the human. The work. So if the human is completed one line of the code, I mean, one record. Okay, basically one employee record or something, any records. So robot will complete in the same time. So three records, and it will work by 24/7. As there's a software installed into your system, if the system is on, it will work 24/7. Okay, it will work 24. It won't get tired because the humans are working 8 hours, 9 hours per day. So definitely, this is a the second one is advantage. So let me tell some, yeah, some my experience. Uh, Earlier, so in one of my occupations, so what I have to do, the regular work. So the regular work is like a manager's, as a manager, some managers, list of managers. Suppose, for example, 25 managers. Okay, 25 managers. I have a list of the 25 managers. Okay, if any mail they are regularly sending the mails. The common mails is like a send me the employee ID and salary and leaves of this employee. So they will tell like a Raju Kakani, something. So they will tell like your name, okay, employee name. So I have a access of the SQL Server database, SQL Server database. I have all the data, employee data of all the organization, okay, from the different regions, so all over the world. So wherever that company is there, so all the regions, EMEA, AMS, APJ, so all the regions data I have access, but not other people does not have access. So if they want these kind of the confidential information about the employee, they will send a mail to me, and they will send a mail to me, and they will send the employee name or employee email ID. Okay, email ID. Got it. Okay, so this is a regular work I'm doing. So every day coming to the office, normal timings. So I used to come, yeah, 10 o'clock. So and check the mails. If any mails comes like this kind of data, the body of the mail is I will check the what is the employee email ID and go to the connect to the database and fetch the information of that employee ID and keep that into the one Excel file and arrange the employee ID of that employee, salary and leaves, and that's the type. Okay, there is a type also. Type. Okay, so it is a permanent or a contract. Okay, what type of the employee? Okay, so but I won't send all the details to the any mail. I will check. I have a 25 managers emails are there. I have to check whether this mail is sent by the within this list or not. Okay, if apart from this 25 managers list, so any other person send mail, so I should not provide. Okay, so I have to ask for the approval to the some other. So I have to ask for the approval. That is my work, regular work. Okay, so yeah, I'm doing regularly. So 8 hours per day, 8 hours per day. So I leave my office, so at something like a 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, okay, 6 p.m. Okay. So if any mail comes, this kind of mail comes after 6 p.m., after 6 p.m. So he has to wait. The manager has to wait for the reply to get that details up to the next day. Is it correct or not? Ping me in chat window. Is correct. Yeah, just ping me in the chat window so I can observe. So you're following. Yes, right? Okay. If any employee, any manager send this kind of mail, so he has to wait up to the next day. That is the so because the next day up to 10 o'clock only I will check the mails and I connect the database and send the mails. Okay, so that is the problem with the this kind of works with the human intervention. Okay, so but if they want immediately, it won't happen. The managers also know, they will wait for the next day. But if I keep a robot in the same place, because it is a, so see, you see, it is a repetitive and conditional based, right? So what is this process? This process is a repetitive and conditional based. So what I am doing is I'm checking the mails. What I did, I created the one robot and kept into the one server, and I configured my Outlook into that server. So basically, the robot continuously monitor the emails and check any subject comes has the subject has this kind of thing. Then immediately it will take the from address where it is coming and check the this common 25 list. The common 25 list, that person is there. It will connect to the database. The robot connect to the database and run the select query by using this. Where the employee email address is this called this one, and fetch the information like a employee ID, salary, leaves, types, and reply to the same mail. Okay, reply to the same mails. I kept the robot into that server, and this is working 24/7. And if any other mails comes, so other than these 25 managers, so what it will do is it will reply to simply it will reply to that. So please get approval from this particular manager to do this kind of work. Understand? Okay, this is a one type of work. So simply I am go and sit into the cafeteria. So even though if I am in the cafeteria, the many manager send mails, so the robot will do the work. Okay, so I'm putting the CC to me also, so that I can enjoy my coffee and see that my robot is working instead of on behalf of me. Yeah, this kind of work. Okay, that is a 25/7. Okay, 25/7. That is a definitely it is a mm, yeah, big advantage. And the next one is a minimal errors and minimize risks. So as while you are developing, so if you don't based on the development, so if you develop perfectly, so it won't do any errors and risks. Okay, so it would because the human may do mistakes. So sometimes if you see the same kind of work repetitively work from 10 years, so every day same work, sometimes human mood, so we don't know, sometimes human may do mistakes. Okay, but robot will not do mistakes. That means minimal mistakes. How you develop in this, so while developing, if you develop it perfectly, then it will not it's not like a any errors, it won't do any risks. Okay, so if it's a minimal errors, also if any exceptions comes, you can develop a new version and deploy it to the mission. And the support super fast execution and development. Yeah, I said so. If the human completed one part, so the same task, if you see here, same task for me, it takes a lot of time for doing one mail, for handling one mail. But the robot will do very fastly. So instead of one mail, if I complete one mail within the this much time, so in the same time, so the robot will complete three mails. That is a super fast execution and super fast developing. Why super fast developing? Because RPA is not like a coding, writing coding. Okay, you have a ready-made codes, ready-made activities are there, just drag and drop. If you want to read the CSV, read CSV, just drag and drop. Okay, if you want to execute with the orchestrator or programming, you have a data table, you have to filter, just drag and drop. So filter. So because you are not going to write any coding here. Okay, so if you want to open the browser, open browser. There's activity, ready-made activity for all the things. Okay, use the what browser you want to open. So if you want to close anything, so you can just close the window, close window. Okay, you can click activities there. Click, double click on text, click on image. Everything is there. So that's why it is a development also. It is a super fast. Execution also super fast. Okay, so works with the unstructured data. There is two types of data is there. What is a structured data, and there is a unstructured data. Structured data means which data is a structurally found in the sense, so you have a Excel is a structured data. So the data is in the data is having some patterns, or suppose for example I will just take this one. Okay, this is a structure. So can you see here structure? So this is some HDFC donation thing. See, this is the one title of that one. In the same place, another item also having the same thing. Okay? Image is also in the same place, but the image is different, text is different, but it is in the structured format. First one, second one, 3 points are same, and this button is also same button is also same. This will deal with the structured data. Okay, there is a structured data and unstructured data. Suppose, for example, screen scraping. So you can you copy this text? HDFC image is there, right? This image. Can you copy? I can copy this text, right? I can copy this text. Can I copy this text in the top? Okay, that is unstructured data. So which has a basically within the image. Suppose for example, he see here this image has a text, but can I copy this text? I can't copy, right? Okay, I can't copy this text. So this is a text, I can't copy this text. Okay, you can deal with the unstructured data also. So screen scraping, so if you just scrap this data, I will see whether it is able to extract from that image or not. Okay, so that's the next thing is, so it will deal with the unstructured data also by using the OCR technology. OCR is basically the optical OCR is basically the optical character recognition. Uh, one second. Okay, so let me move to this OCR. Click refresh. We selected the HDFC and just select refresh. Can you see here? So we selected this image and it is came the HDFC. This is the unstructured data. The data which is there inside the image, that means on top of the image. So if you want to copy, if you want to perform based on that, so you can deal. So now I can copy, right? I can copy paste this data. But where is this bank? Where is this? So everything comes here. This bank, everything from where it is coming? It is coming from the image. So, understand? So select the regions and yes, I'm selecting this one. So if any text within the image, it may copy. So there is a two types of data. One is the structured data. The structured data means that data is in structured format. I mean, or Excel has a rows and columns. Database has a rows and columns, and CSV has a rows and columns. Okay, so if you want to interact with this kind of thing, so see here that the third row, I want to this cell delete. Okay, third row and second column. So that is a structured. So you have addresses of the structured data. So if you want to deal with the unstructured data, yeah, you can use the unstructured data by using the OCR concept. So see, we're able to get that unstructured data, but that is not 100%. pure OCRs are not available, so it's a maximum OCR share, maximum percentage accuracy. Basically, OCR is also not a new concept. It's optical character recognition engines are there. So by default, it will come up with the uipath studio. So you just type a OCR. You can see these are all the engines. Okay, Google OCR, Microsoft OCR, Tesseract OCR. No coding is required, so is required. Yeah, as it is, everything is available. Everything is available here. Most of the things, almost 500 above activities are coming with the studio. Okay, so you don't need to require any coding things. Okay, so to learn the RPA, UiPath or anything, so you require only the one prerequisite is the interest. That's it. So you should have a passion about that, mean to learn RPA, this kind of thing. So if you have a background of .NET or any Java or any programming, that will be a plus. Okay, but it is not. I can't say it is a mandatory. So before going to learn any RPA, you have to learn Java or you have to learn .NET. It's not mandatory. So you can just try it. So what we have to know, so what activity we have to use, how to use, and where to use, which situation we have to use. So there is a minimal error, minimal coding. If you want 90, I can say 95% coding is not required. 95%. Okay, that 5% also, if you are not able to identify any activity here, then you can go with this. If I say it's like a uh, suppose service now. Okay, there is a service now, there is no activities are there. So even if you no activities are there, you can go to the manage packages. So you can search from the manage packages service now and go to all the packages. You can find some activities about the service now. You can install that service now's activities and use regular use. So there is a bunch of packages are available in the cloud. Okay, so as it is a common generic thing, you have a lot many activities are available in the cloud. See, if even that place also, the cloud also does not have the activities, then you have to go for the this. So we learned here, right? Programming automation is done by programming earlier. We have to go that 5% with by using this any language. So all the languages it will support, suppose Python. If you don't have a Python, yeah, if we have there is a Python activities are available here. You can install that Python activities and run execute your Python code. PowerShell, you have a invoke PowerShell activity. Okay, code, there's invoke code. You can just execute this invoke code. VB.NET. If you are expert in the VB.NET, you can write the VB.NET code. If you are a C#.NET expert, you can write in the C#.NET code. Java. If you don't find the Java, just go to the packages. You can find the Java activities. Okay, you can download, so you can write the Java activities, the Java code. So it will support. Okay, it will support all kind of languages. But what I'm saying is that 5%. Okay, most of the things you don't need to require. You don't need to write any coding things, because everything is a drag and drop, ready-made available. So that 5% if required, it will support all that kind of things. So what is the attended? There is a two types of robots are there. One is attended, another one is unattended. So you can see here in the images. The images is the first top one is what is the top one, attended or unattended. You are able to see, you are seeing the two images, right? First one is attended or unattended. Just ping in the chat window. Yeah, first one is unattended. First one, the top one. Okay, so here we can see attendant unattended. Attendance, the human attendance is required to execute. That is the attended robot. Okay, human presence is required. The human and robot work together and complete the task. That is the attended robot. Okay, so the name itself, it is saying the attended. The human attendance is required. Human presence is required. Human may trigger the robot, or robot may intimate to the human to do some work. Understand? That is a attended. The first one is attended. Okay, attended. This image is attended. Okay. Because human and robot is work together. So basically, suppose human is triggering the robots. Okay, human is triggering the robots. Suppose, for example, if one process has the same process. So let's take the first example. What we done, the incidents. Three people are working, right? So this one, so we can take this example in the documents. So this documents. So people, the robot is copying blindly, download the images and keep it in the images folder. Blindly go to the documents and keep it in the documents folder. Okay, but so the validation part. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, we're talking about the attended robots. So if the this is not process is not done. Here, so robot will go to the WhatsApp web and download all the creative folder for the each number, and inside that, so it's copying the documents, it's copying the images. But inside that, so the customers are scanning that PAN card or Aadhaar card or anything, and see they are uploading into the that one. So to identify that whether it's a PAN card is a approved PAN card or PAN card is having some blur photo or not, the human has to do that kind of the verification of the documents, verification of the ID proofs. Okay, understand? Okay, so actually the whole process name is a download, separate and validate. Okay, this validate part is done by the human. This remaining things, separate means images and documents, it will separate. Okay, so there is a lot of things in the download. So log into the WhatsApp web and search for the numbers and click on the media and links, click on the images, download the images, these things and all there. Okay, uh, if any validation is this is a human is doing. So basically what I'm going to say is here, so attended robots are basically works by a triggered by the human. Okay, that kind of triggered by the humans, are human, and human judgment is required. Human judgment is required to process the whole complete the process. That is a attended robots. Okay, unattended means not require any human judgment. We can schedule the robots, so this will execute. See this everyday basis. Everyday basis, we can schedule the robot. Every day morning, it will robot will trigger, and we schedule every morning 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, it will wake up and just go to the websites and extract, type the information, get the information, fill the information, and send the compare the validations, whether it is high or down in the compared to the yesterday's gold rate, and it will send to the it will do some kind of chat work and send to the. So human judgment is not required. Human intervention is not required. That is a unattended. Unattendance. Human presence is not required. Okay, so and if you go to this IP processes, whether the IPs are running or not, this is also unattended. We can make that as unattended. So we don't need to see whether it is a login into that server or fetching the information. No, no. Okay, so directly it will just search for all the things and whatever that is stopping, it will make that as a red and it will send a report to you. Okay, so that is a where you are scheduling the robots. So based on the schedules, it will work. No human is required. No human judgment is required. That is the two things: unattended and unattended robots. Okay, unattended and attended robots. Uh, this is the advantages of the RPA. So who is leading into the leading market? So if you say RPA, RPA is a concept, right? So the concept has a software programming is a concept, and the software programming is you have a .NET, Java, Python, PowerShell. There's a lot many programming languages are there. So if you want to write if you want to become a software programmer, there's no software program tool is not there. So either you have to export in the .NET or Java or Python or something. That is a software program. Like that's a RPA is a concept. Robotic process automation is a concept. UiPath, automation anywhere, PowerShell, Blue Prism, and there is a lot many. So Pega automation, and so see here you can see here. So there's a nice is automation and work vision is automation tool. Automation edge is automation tool. This automation edge is here. Okay, Antworks is an automation tool. There is a lot many, almost 30 plus automation tools are available in the market. 30 plus automation tools are available in the market. Okay, who is the leaders? Who are the leaders in the market, current market? There is the three leaders are there. One is the UiPath, the uh, top right corner box. You can see UiPath, Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere. So these are all the three are the leaders. Three has their own capitals. It's a like a difference between what is the difference between the Apple phone and the Android phone, or what is the difference between the Apple phone or a Redmi phone? Okay, so a Redmi phone or a HTC phone, something like a different type of phones. Okay, so the same kind. Okay, so both the phones are all the phones are used for the communication. All the phones are used for the taking the photos or videos. So right, but there is some little bit difference is there, right? So advantages, disadvantages like that. So in the same way, UiPath Automation Anywhere Blue Prism has the same thing. So there is all our RPA tools. So all are doing the automation work, but there's a slight differences in advantages, disadvantages between that. But UiPath is a leader coming in the current days. Okay, from the last 1.5 year onwards, so it's UiPath is a leader. So because they are coming with a different kind of approach. So we will discuss the coming slides. What is the advantages? Why the UiPath is that much popular compared to the other things? Okay, so these are all the competitors. Remaining things on the competitors. I mean, these are all the competitors for in the market. UiPath is leading now. Okay, so mm, this is so we're learning the UiPath. Okay, so UiPath highlights. So basically, UiPath highlights. Uh, so basically, the one thing is one advantage is free version. Okay. Free community edition is there in the UiPath. It's like a lifetime free edition. Just go to the uipath.com. Just so go to the uipath.com. U, UI.com. Sorry, there's a spelling mistake. uipath.com. Okay. Go to the uipath.com. The people who don't install or didn't install uipath software into your systems, so go to uipath.com. So there's a thing, see the title. So we make robots so people do not have to be a robot. So some people they are doing the same daily regular work is a robot kind of work. Okay, robot so same click, same copy paste, same kind of thing. Click on the start trial. So once you go to the, you can see that the top right corner start trial, you have a different kind of licenses here available. Okay, studio license. Okay, enterprise. There is 3 years enterprise. Hmm. Enterprise license, and see community in, see this is a community edition, community cloud, so you just try the community edition. Okay, otherwise, so you can go to the platform.com, platform.uip.com. So this is a platform.uip.com, is a cloud. Just I'm just bringing in the chart window and log in with your Gmail account. So you just log in with your Gmail accounts, any accounts. I just ping this URL account platform.uip.com into chat window. So there's, go to this platform.uip.com and log in by using your Gmail account. And once you log in with your Gmail account, so it will show the cloud. This is a cloud. So here you can see in the left hand side the menus, dashboard, services, users, licenses, right? So in the licenses, and click on the resource center. In the resource center, you can find there is an enterprise edition and one is a community edition. The community edition is a free. Okay, you can download this community edition. Okay, so don't download the enterprise edition to just practice, because once you install the enterprise edition, this is also enterprise edition, also free for 60 days, I think 60 days. Okay, so once you install the enterprise edition into your system, so it won't allow you to install the community edition. If you have a community edition, you can install the enterprise edition. So that's why I just go for the download commutation. So once you download, so it's a very easy, just click on that downloaded file, it automatically installs. There's no that much complex kind of installation. It's a very simple installation. That is, a community edition is not there for the remaining things. The remaining, that's why that's the one reason it's a more success. And also community edition, it is a free. People who are in the research departments or students, they can use directly, or small scales, so organizations also, they can directly use the community edition. But the community edition, there's a difference between the community edition and enterprise edition. Uh, the large scale organizations should not use the community edition. They have to go and purchase the enterprise edition. They should not use the community edition. So there is some differences between the community edition and the enterprise edition. So one thing is the updation. So updation. So if they introduce any new version, okay, immediately it will update. It won't. They won't intimate to see. So this is a 60 days trial version. Is always free. Communication is always free. That is the first line you can see. So orchestrator, there is orchestrator, one license is free. So remaining is one license. So index is not there. Inside there is the insert facility. Studios, two studios they will give, two studio X they will give. There is a studio X they released, and two robots, two attended, one unattended robot they will give as a free. Okay, almost most other things are free. So one thing I observed personally, so I observed here in the UI path. Okay, so normally, so I used to install some free softwares earlier. So normal, any type of softwares. Okay, normally if you install any trial version of any software, what is the difference between the trial version and the paid version, purchased version? What is the difference? Up to that now, so I saw most of the softwares, the trial version, some advanced features would work, right? Some features won't work, but some features will work in the uh, paid version. But in the AI path, they come up with the new concept called, so all the features will work in the both the editions. Okay, so all the features will work in the both versions. So that's why the limitation come with the robots. They put in the limitation the robots. So and uh, so the pixels. Okay, the basically the robots. Other than that, so all the features will work So, and also one more thing here is the activation. Activation online only, online offline, online only, online offline. So what it mean activation? So if you activate the new version, if the UiPath release the new version, the community edition automatically will update. So it won't ask you to confirmation. Okay, it automatically updates. Anyway, you can go to the previous version. So previous version is also available in the your uh, computer. And the free forum support is there. There is a one more beautiful thing is there is a forum for forum.uipath.com. Okay, this is the community. So this community, so this is a whole community. You can search if you stuck in any UA path while you are doing. So if you stuck anywhere, you can raise a query into the cloud. I mean, all the world people, the experts are sitting here, and they'll answer your questions. Okay. So this is a forum. Forum has a, you can submit any ideas. Okay, you can submit queries or you can answer the for the queries. Suppose for example, just see here. So some query, the people will answer from all over the world. All the things are available here. Okay, that is the forum. But here, so this is a support. So there is a ticketed support with SLEs. Okay, so there is a ticketed support in the purchase version. The support team from the UiPath company, they will support directly through calls. They have to raise the tickets. That is a that kind of that is the difference between. So let's go here. Yeah, there's many advantages are there, and it's a free version, uh, and also academy. So you have academy. Just start the academy parallelly. Academy.uipath.com is there. Just go to the academy.uipath.com. You have a lot of free education is there. So they have a UiPath itself. They have some certifications. That is most of the certifications are free certifications. You just log in with your username and password. Otherwise, you just register here by using your details. You have a lot of certificates are there. Just go parallelly while attending this same thing. Go parallelly and this to the academy and complete the certifications. This is like a so each certification is a value having the values. Okay, so see here if you go to the courses, these are all courses. These are all the courses are the owner course. Okay, so it's a free. If you see here free, there's a different type of things here. Uh, uh, Technical webinars also there. Okay, uh, freestyle learning, role-based learning. So RPA, business analyst, okay, infrastructure engineer, solution architect, RPA developer. There's a different type of roles are there. So basically, so it's not like a removing the jobs. So some people they are saying that so RPA comes and it will steal jobs. RPA comes and it will remove the current jobs. So definitely RPA will steal jobs if your job is repetitive, it's not adding more value. Okay, definitely it is some threat for that kind of people. So who are just doing the simple copy paste type and these kind of works. Definitely robots are coming to that particular your replacing your seats. Okay, people seats. So yeah, so and one more thing is it's not only replacing the people. Uh, Basically, it's a free giving the freedom from that kind of board kind of work. Okay, so not only that, it is a producing a lot of new jobs. So what are all the new jobs? So if you are doing the automation here, okay, the person who are doing the same kind of work repeatedly, manually every day, that person job will lose. But the developer came into the picture, developer will do this kind of work that is RPA developers come into the picture. There's a new job, and solution architects come into the picture. Solution architects are the architects who are dealing with the RPA developers and the clients, and so finalize the requirements and check the possibilities whether we can automate or not. So these things and all the solution architects will do. The business analysts, they're not technical people. They just go and talk with the clients and see the what is the process they are doing manually, and check where we can do automate and dealing preparing the documents, these things and all. Infrastructure engineer, as an infrastructure engineer is there. Infrastructure engineer is a to maintain the robots. So what is the infrastructure we need? What server? What operating system we need? What is the bandwidth? What is the these things and all there? So infrastructure engineer, what is the orchestrator? These things and all there in the infrastructure engineering. So implementation manager and support jobs are there. Maintenance and support. So these kind of jobs are there. Implementation manager. Okay, different kind of jobs are the new jobs came into the picture once RPA comes. Okay. Uh, okay. So uipath. So there is a three main components are there. One is a studio, robot, orchestrator. You should know about these three clearly. Clear understanding about the studio, clear understanding the robot, clear understanding the orchestrator. Basically, the studio. So if you install that this software, so from where? From the resource center. If you download this one and install the software to your computer, uh, your computer has these two, studio and robot. Okay, studio and robot. So suppose here UI I'm just typing. So how many are there? From three components. UiPath Studio is there, UiPath Robot is there. But the orchestrator is not like a desktop of it's not installed into your system. It is a cloud-based application. So where is orchestrator? This itself is a cloud-based orchestrator. Orchestrator in the services, you can create a service, it automatically comes service. This is an orchestrator. Basically, this is a orchestrator. What is the orchestrator? This is orchestrator. It is a purely web-based application. See here they mention that orchestrator one license. The orchestrator one license. Okay, so what is a studio? Studio is that mean it's like a IDE. It's just where you are creating the robots. It's like a factory. You are creating the some software, bikes or something. Okay, you're creating the robots. So that is a studio. Studio has a it looks like this one. So you have all the activities. You're just preparing the robots based on the drag and drop and do some actions. Okay, that is a studio. So once you create the any robot, anything in the studio, so who will understand that robot? So suppose, for example, let me create a robot. Okay, let's take a home. Once you install, if you open the studio, it will looks like this one. Click on the button, process button to take a new process. First process, first process. There's a give the name of the process, path of the process, and description. Go to projects and double click on the main.xml. So once you click on create a process, what is there inside the folder? Okay, you can just see here. So go to the projects. So where you have stored in this whole projects, you can click on the file explorer. You can see this is your projects. Okay, it has a main.xml and some settings, some project.json. If you just open this main.xaml, open with Notepad, it looks like this. Some XML format. Okay. We don't need to understand this whole thing, but yeah, basically it will whatever you're dragging and dropping. Suppose Excel application scope. I will tell you this. I will use in detail, no problem. Don't worry. First downloads first. Where is that store? First Pro. No. Okay. Let me save again. Okay. Here is the Excel. Copy. Paste here. So all the loops, if conditions, everything is available here. I'm just using that. Here is integer 2. Just set the color, set range color. Okay, so it has a Excel, right? So I'm just setting the range color C. Okay, so C plus what is the range color? A dot post. Okay, I will tell these things details. What is the sheet name? Sheet name just have to copy here. You can understand what it is. So what color? Color dot red, and just want to color it, and this will increment a equal to a plus a, so that will increase. Okay, let me run. So this is a all things are that is a studio. Okay, that is a studio. Studio is where you can drag and drop and arrange the logic. So design the logic. This is a studio. So who will understand this logic which I built from here in my studio? We build from here, so we'll understand. This is basically what it is. What it is basically is a YAML file. Whatever I am just doing, so it's stored in the YAML file. Can you see here? So we created the a variable, right? A equal to a plus 1, and you can see that see you can see this one also. So Excel path which I gave just now. Okay. So everything, whatever you are doing into that this window, this area, everything is stored in the one XML format. That is a text file. If you open, there is a XML file. Who will understand this XML? Okay, the robot is a execution engine. This robot can understand the XML file. Okay, the robot knows so what to do, where to do this is all. So robot is basically the execution engine. That is the main part. This robot, so we're not going to write open the robot, but if you run from the studio in the background, it will execute the robot only. It will call the robot. So in the background, it will call the robot. See, this robot icon came. So and it is working as per our thing. Okay, it's working as per our. Okay, let's go. So do you understand studio and robots? Robot is basically the robot which sits behind this studio. It will execute the robots. Okay, it will execute the whole the work what you did done in the UiPath studio. It will execute on top of the things. And orchestrator. So the orchestrator, this is orchestrator. Suppose if I just publish, so let me publish this one. I'm just publishing. So I will tell you what is the publish these things and all. Okay. Uh, so I'm just removing the studio here. There's no studio running here. Let's go to the orchestrator. This is a web application. So let's go to the orchestrator. You have a, what is the name of that? First remove a few seconds ago. Few seconds ago. First process. Okay, that is a process. Came to the orchestrator cloud. Go to the processes and create the process like a, what is the package name? First process is a package name. Environment environment. So can you see here? So the row studio is not running in our mission. I'm going to the web and go to the jobs and triggers our jobs. Start the job of first process. Can you see here? Nothing is executing, but who will execute? So we are just calling the our robot from the orchestrator. So it's like a scheduling. So you can trigger your robot from your mobile. Okay, so the robot is running. The robot is saying the so whole execution. So we just completed one small part, right? That is the orchestrator. Orchestrator has executions, robots. How many robots are there? Robot is like a mission. How many missions are there? Triggers. If you want to schedule, you can schedule the robot. So you have a two types of schedules: queue schedule and time schedule. This time schedule also hourly or daily or weekly. If it's a weekly, so only Saturday, Sunday, or where it, in what time it has to execute. So everything is there in the orchestrator. So queues, you can store the queue, you can create a queues. Basically, the queue is a workload management system and tasks, assets. So basically, assets you can keep the some values into the assets, store in the values in the cloud. These things are all there in the orchestrator. But basically, the orchestration kind of work is there in the orchestrator. But the robots is execution engine. Studio is the development environment. Okay, robot is execution engine. Orchestrator is orchestrating the all the kind of things. So, do you have any doubts up to now? Do you have any doubts? Do you all people have any doubts? What is a robot? Just ping in the chat window. What is a robot? If you can able to speak, you can speak. Robot is not IDE. Robot is the execution engine. Studio is IDE. Okay. Robot is a execution engine. Studio is a IDE. Okay. So what do you mean by orchestrator? Speak in the chat window, or you can speak. What do you mean by orchestrator? Yeah. Orchestrator gives the instructions to the robot. Robot management, web-based application. Excellent. Okay, so yeah, those are all the things. Orchestrator gives instructions to the robots, and robot and orchestrator will talk each other. It will send heartbeats. Okay, so continuously, you can see here, robot available. When it is available, just check the time. It is a different time zone. Yeah, so robot is available. Okay, and let's go to the UiPath Studio. So, do you in this point, do you have any doubts? Because you can just uh, chat or you can speak if you have any doubts. Okay, no doubts. So okay, okay, good. Let's go to the next thing. Next slide is a UiPath Studio. Learn about the. We have to learn about the UiPath Studio. I'm just opening the UiPath Studio. Once you install your UiPath software into your system, you have a UiPath Studio and UiPath robot into your mission. Okay. Uh, Once you open, so here is a new projects, a new templates, and open. You can open the recent projects here. You can have a open button. Okay. In the new projects, you have two types of projects. One is a process, and the other one is a library. Okay. So the process is basically the blank project. Okay. So nothing is there, blank project. The library is like a reusable component. If you are doing the multiple people are working the same project, so if you want to, so suppose for example, uh, 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 reusable components in the sense, yeah. If you want to create a activities, you're seeing the activities, right? If you want to create a new activity, then you can create a new activity by using the library. Okay, that is the reusable components. Reusable components you can create. Suppose, for example, you can use observe. Sometimes if you suddenly close or shut down, if you reopen the Chrome, it will show us there is a restore the Chrome. So if you want to skip that restore Chrome, so so in your organization you done one code to restore the that handling the restore pop-up, but somewhere else your colleague also has to use the same kind of requirement. Okay, so instead of you just copy paste the code, so you can create your reusable workflow, reusable components, and you giving that reusable component to the all the people who are require that kind of task, handling that type of tasks, so they can reuse that activities. That's like a library, reusable components. Process a blank process, and these are all the templates. Template, right? Template means if you just search in the internet, so the template .NET 2 years experience resume templates. Okay, so they will give some templates. So they have already configured some structured way. You have to change some values. Okay, these are all the templates. These are all the different templates. You have a transactional, transactional process. So okay, it has a flow chart. It has a flow chart, and there is a trigger-based automation, attended automation, trigger-based attended automation means, suppose for example, this one, whenever you want to do, so that time only you can just press some shortcut keys. Once you press the shortcut keys, it automatically perform the actions. That is a trigger-based automation. Okay, based on the user action, the robot will execute. Understand? It will monitor the user actions. That is a trigger-based automation. RE framework, robotic enterprise framework. That is if you have any transactional based kind of thing. Transaction. This is one transaction. This is one transaction. Okay. This is one transaction like that. So you have a transactional based kind of thing. You can use the RE framework. Nightly you can use RE framework. That is also template, but they handle almost all the exception handling. So this is a fully well-defined structured framework. This one. So most of the people nowadays using the RE framework, robotic interface framework. These are all, so you can build all these templates by using the process. You have to understand these are all not a new separate things. You can create all the kind of templates by using the process, blank process. Okay, it's like a template. You can customize that template, common templates they give like that. RE framework, suppose for example in the RE framework, the benefit is suppose it is executed perfectly.
First one is executed perfectly, second one executed perfectly, third one executed perfectly. But the fifth one, so they have some issue, some issue. So normal automation, what it will do, it will just stop the bot and okay, it will throw the exception error. If you rerun again it will go for the first one, execute, second one, execute, third one, execute, fourth one, execute, like that. Okay. But if you take RE framework, so if this one is failed, so it will just skip that one. The RE, it will retry a few many times, maximum retry count, match, and it will just even though it is getting the exception for this transaction, it will just make that as a file, and it won't stop. It will go further, further. Okay, it will go further executions. Okay. If it fails, then stop, go for the further execution. That is the advantages of the RE framework. Understand? RE framework. So background processes. So if any websites or any UI automation is not there, you can go directly with the background process. So orchestration processes. So implement a process through service orchestration. So interacting with the orchestrator. Okay. That long run processes. These are all the templates. You can see these. These are all the templates. But you just take the plain process. So once you click on the plain process, it will ask you to create your project name and where you are going to store your project and the descriptions. Okay. This is like a just as my project name. So the description. So some description. Okay, so if you give blank also no problem, just because you can change in the later also. So you can change that description in the later. So this is studio. So just we have to learn about the studio. Okay, so learn the studio. Once you open that process, you can find there's a lot of panels out there, multiple panels. So see, these are all the panels. You come like this. These are all the panels: activities panel, snippets panel, project panel, output panel, error log panel, breakpoints panel, properties panel, outline panel. Okay, so these are all the panels. So you can just, if you want to make these panels in based on your convenient, you can just drag that panel and keep wherever. So once you are dragging, so you can see there's a four icons are there in the four sides. You can keep this panel here. Now the activities panel came here. Based on your convenience, you can keep here snippets panel came. So now in the panel you have an auto hide option. Because auto hide will automatically hide. So okay, if you want to keep as this, you can keep as is here. Okay, activities panel, the blue I can just drag and drop. Yeah, these are all the panels. Okay, each panel has a the purpose. Okay, now go to the project panel and click on the main. Double click on the main or click on the open. So this project panel has a project information basically. This project panel has a project information. So all the projects, what are all the dependencies? By default, the dependencies came. So if you install anything, dependencies will come here, and the settings. So normal settings, and this main.xaml. So our code is a whatever you are creating. So everything is stored in the main.xaml file. And there's a one project.json is there. So here, if you expand all. If you collapse all. If you just refresh, so refresh is like a, you have a file explorer, click on the file explorer, and if I just create a new file, our new folder data. There is a data folder I created. Okay, so there is a data folder here. It won't affect immediately. You have to click on the refresh button. If I just click on the refresh button, data folder key. You can just open this data folder and create any file. Why it is not appearing? So it won't automatically update. Okay, so just click on the refresh button so that it will update. See here. And also, so there is another thing is a show all files. There is a show all files and show the only XAML files, because so we're not going to write anything here. So we're not going to do any work for this JSON file, this XML file, nothing, right? We're just dealing with the XAML files, XAML files. Okay. So only that XML files only we can interact with that, not other than this, okay, XML. So if I click this one, it will hide all the remaining things. Only it will show wherever this XAML is there. Okay. Main.xaml is there. If you want to create another thing, just create another thing like a DFC. This is another XAML. This is another XAML. See here, you go here, you have a HDFC XAML. Main.xaml is there. So only XAML files it will show. So if you just click on the show all files, it will show all type of files. There are extension. File has an extension, you know, right? So it's a JPEG, JPEG, ZIP file, MP3 file, MP4 file, something, XAML, okay, XML files, HTML files, EXE files, the extensions. It will show all the files. If you just uncheck this one, so it will show only the XAML files, because so we are not dealing with all the files. We're just dealing with the only XAML files in here. Okay, here is a file explorer. If you want to open the file, so where our project is, you can open by using the file explorer, and there is a project settings. So as said, so you can change that description here also. So open that the descriptions. While you are creating, you're doing giving some description or name, but after that, sometimes you have to change the description. You can change the description or name from this. Okay, from this, and also remove unused screenshots is there. So suppose, for example, click, just drag click. Okay, indicate. I'm just indicating this one, QS. Okay, just go to the our project folder. You can see there's a screenshots folder. Go to the screenshot folder, open this. It will take that image. It will take that image. Even though it will remove that image, also it will work, no problem. But it will take that image. Okay, now just indicate again. I don't want to take that thing. I have another thing is like a this zip file selected. Go to the files, screenshots. What happened? The old file is also there, but we are not using this file, right? We are using this file only. Okay, so that is a no. So suppose, for example, if you want to remove, because now you have only two, right? Just imagine you are doing the multiple kind of indicate element on screen. You have 100 number of images are there, so you don't know which one is used, which one is not used, right? Which one is this one is used, or this one is used? You don't know, right? So you have to open and check on each and every activity. Instead of that, so you can click on the remove unused screenshots. On the remove unused screenshots, it's one unused screenshot have been removed. Go to the screenshots and it will show only the screenshot which is
executing now. Okay, that is a project panel. So project panel. Okay, so here go to the panels. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so project has a project details and this remove project. Also, you have a panel and also snippets activities. In the activities panel, you have a lot of activities out there. Okay, so activity means it's a action done by the user. A small action done by the user is called activity. Any small action done by the user is called activity. Okay, so you have a different type of activities are there. It's like a tools basically. Okay, activities are there. So click activity, copy paste activity. Okay, and this one different type of activities are there. Okay, so all the activities, say almost 500 above activities are available in the activities panel by default. By default, okay. If you don't find any activity from this activities panel, what you have to do? The first thing is you just click on the manage packages, search for that word. Suppose, for example, I want to do some QR code. There's no QR code activities on that, right? But I can search, you can search in the manage packages, I'll click on the search in available packages. QR code, you can find this QR code, some libraries. Click on install. You can see the version, what version, what is the description, what version, who is author, and license. It's a free license, and this URL to open. So keep in mind these activities, what you are downloading is only for that particular project only. It's not stored in Studio itself. Okay, so once you install the studio, this barcode, so what's the QR code? QR. Okay, so it's not installed. Just type QR code and uninstall this one. Okay, just search for. Otherwise, you just so was G Drive, Google Drive, uh, G Suite. Try PDF is there. PDF activities are not there. Search for PDFs. You can see the PDF activities. So if you see the symbol, UI symbol, that is called this package is author is a uipath itself. Okay, the trusted one. So uipath itself. Okay, you can download this uipath company activities. These are all the third-party activities. You just search and install. Because if you don't find any activities regarding PDF automation, click on I accept. So you can download from these activities from the manage packages. Okay, now just try to PDF. See, all the PDF activities are there. So PDF text reader, manage the PDF password, manage the password, join the PDFs. All the activities are there. So if you want to join the two PDFs, so you can join easily two PDFs. So you just go to the output panel. What is the PDF you have to join? Okay, so file and this one. Okay, file list like that. So you don't find any activities in the activities panel. You can find in the main packages. So these are all a lot of activities out there. All the activities are categorized in the multiple places, multiple sessions. So it is app integration has all the file interactions. So CSV interact with the CSV, homocentric values, so all the Excel. So reading the Excel, writing the Excel, saving the Excel, change the color to the Excel, get the color from the Excel, inside that again table, filtering the table in the Excel are processing. So you can just insert and delete the row, insert and delete the column, invoke VBA code, remove the duplicate rows, something different type of things are there in the Excel. The mail, you can just use the Outlook mail, IMAP mail, sending mails, receiving mails. See here, get all the mail messages. So if you are getting any mail messages, so send the mail message, reply to the mail messages. You have all things, save the attachments, so save the main message. So this is all under app integration. PDF automation, app integration. So these are all under app integration. Computer vision is a new concept which is coming. UiPath come with a computer vision. So basically, this computer vision is like a uh, CV scope. This track whether it will work or not. Let us see. Suppose, for example, so here you are just some input forms. So suppose, for example, so these are all the input forms, right? So for example, let's take this input form. So then you want to identify these elements. So if you want to type, so there is a type into. Type into is there. Okay, so type into will type the values from any application. Suppose, for example, if you have any application like a UI demo, this application. If you want to type anything here, so you have an indicator on screen and click select this. Each and everything is identifying. See here, okay. So you can type this one information to the type. But here, so if you take this this kind of things, uh, if you indicate, so it won't identify this one, right? It won't identify this text box because as it is an image, it's an image, it cannot identify. But in the computer vision, so you just go and select the computer vision. It will go through all the different type of UI algorithms and find out within the image, so where is the text box, where is the, so there is some error, API error is there. Yeah, we'll see that in the advanced sessions. Yeah, that is a computer vision. So it is mainly used for Citrix automation. Citrix automation means you are accessing some other software computer from this computer, and the UiPath Studio UiPath is not installed in that remote vision. But even though you have to automate that some works within the remote vision, so you have to open the browser or something like that. So then you can use as computer vision. Computer vision orchestrator. So asset settings, getting settings, assets, alerts, so all the things, queues, so everything is there on the under orchestrator. Programming, you have a programming things as string matching, and so execute, invoke code execution, data tables, interacting the data table. In the data table has a remove, filter, sort the data table. Collections has a add collections. Debug, you have debugs, execute, okay. Under program, so under system you have any again applications, application interacting the application, kill application, open application, any application. Say this is one applications. If you want to open the applications, you can just use the open application, kill the applications kind of things. Clipboard, basically where it is, if you just copy any text, it will show into the clipboard. So that kind of things you can use a clipboard copies, select the text, copy to clipboard, get the clipboard, that kind. Debugging, message box, inbox, environment variables. You can get the environment variables like a what is a folder for this my documents folders, because the my document folder or any desktop folder is a differ from one system to another system, right? So we can get that type of general folders. So files, you have again workbook, Excel activities, again file systems. Okay, so interact with the files, copy file, create folder, create file. These are all the file system. PowerShell activities, VB script activities. This is under system. So UI automations, UI automation means interact with the user interface. Open the browser, refresh the browser, go back to the browser, okay, navigation, elements. So okay, you find element, event on element appear on the screen. Okay, so all the things. So suppose find the children's, click double click mouse over, type into type, secure type, and controls. You have activities like a highlight the activities, checkboxes. If you want to check the any checkboxes, kind of thing, checkbox. Okay, select items, attributes. This is all under UI automation. And user events, you have triggers like a user events like a click trigger, image click trigger. Okay, so hotkey trigger. These kind of things are there in the under user interface. Workflows, so workflow has a different kind of exception handling, try and catch. Controls has this many controls if condition, for each condition, or do while all the programming kind of things are there here. So no need to write a program, but you have to know about what is the while, what is the for, what is the if, what is the purpose, and how to use. And then flow charts, these are all flow charts, these are all state missions. These are okay under workflows. So this is a activities panel. So okay, activities panel and project panel. So we learned right activities panel and project panel. Do you have any doubts in the activities panel and project panel? Okay. Okay, the remaining things. So we'll see you in the tomorrow session. Tomorrow at the same time. Okay. So to, okay. As it is today's session. So we'll see. We'll cover all the UiPath Studio, what it is. There's some containers, selectors. These are all the topics I'm going to cover in the coming days. So what is the selectors? Web automation, Windows automation, data scrapping. There's the scrapping methods. How to run the robot from the batch file, agent process. So variables. What is the rules to declare the variables? And operations operators like a to do the conditions, and it's a programming, so dialogues, assets, methods, this assign activity, if condition, switch case, for each, for everything is there ready made, so we have to learn just how to use. That's it. Okay, we're not going to write any coding here. And string methods, so there is some string methods like a whether the string is to upper or lower, logging and debugging. So basically, so if any exception occurred, so any error is there, you can debug. Debug means go step by step execution, stop the execution, like that. Exception handling, I'll cover how to handle the exceptions in either real-time exceptions, exception handling, and the operating system interacting with the operating system like a clipboard environment for each kill process. This invoke code and invoke method. It's a link you query, so we'll get the link you query, some queries uh, on data tables, database, Excel automation, email automation, MS Word is the right, MS Word automation, PDF automation, reusable workflows. How can we build the reusable workflows? You can see there, I'm creating custom activity. You can create your own custom activity here. Okay, so normally you have activities, right? You can create a own your custom activity and drag that activity and use that activity. Okay, that is you can create a custom activity. Interacting with OCR and images, global handler, how we can publish the, because in the orchestrator I already published the my robot.
Okay, so in the orchestrator, so we ran from the orchestrator, right? So, so this orchestrator, my robot is already published, right? How can we publish? How can we connect the robot into the orchestrator? Those things and all we will see here. Assets, queues, state machine, finally RE framework. You see the RE framework, that is the most important thing. Okay, so not only RE framework, queues, everything is important. Yeah. So that is topics where I'm going to cover in the coming days. So do you have any doubts in this session? Uh, why uipath leads the market? How it differ from the RPA tools? Yeah, I said so. One is a community edition. One is a community edition. Another one is also you have a selector as a CV. So computer vision, as Lashmi is asking, how can we recommend UiPath is the best tool to automate the process? So based on the process, based on the cost, budget, cost, they will decide. Okay, so whether which one is better, and so how can we prefer? So for the Citrix automation, CV is there, computer vision is there. This is a new concept; it is not there, and into the other tools. That is the one thing you can prefer. I can say recommend the UiPath is better for this, and also faster compared to the other. It is a faster in development as well as the execution. Okay, because you see here in the managed packages you have a something like a go.uipath.com. So you can go to the go.uipath.com. It has all the different number of acts are there, ready-made activities. It's like a app store. So if you don't have any application, mobile application into your Android mobile, so what you would do? So suppose Ola, I want to book the Ola. So you don't have Ola software app into your app store. You just go to the Android store and install that, download and install that Ola app, right? The same way, if you don't find any activities here, the corresponding activities here, just go to the Go. That is a Go is a cloud based thing where people install, create a activities, create a snippets, create a workflows, create a connectors. Okay, so machine learning, so everything. Just create a Go and install these softwares. HTML to data table, these softwares. That is the one thing. There's a bunch, a lot of activities are there in that inside the Go. So that is the one thing I can say that differentiate between those two. And one more thing is data scrapping. So this data scrapping is not there into that other softwares. Okay. So let's just remove this one, remove this one, remove this. If you want to retrieve this data, oh, any structured data. Okay, if you want to retrieve any structured data, so how can you find? Okay, so you have a data scrapping. So data scrapping is there. So suppose, for example, if you see any structured, because this is a structured based data, right? I want to store this whole thing into the data tables. Let's try the data table. Data scrapping is there. So select the one small, this one. Select the second sample. So see, it's selected all the things with that pattern. Let's give the name, some name. So
Okay, you can extract the structured data. See, it is retrieving all the structured data. Emacs 0, finish. Hello, Excel. There's a write Excel, write range. There's an Excel application scope. If you want to write this whole data into the some desktop, first row, write range, give the headers, some HDFC, that is a sheet name on Excel. This one. Okay. Let's try to run this one. Okay, so currently we have how many sheets are there in the Excel? Okay, it's a plus. See, one shot it is went to that. See, whole data it came that much faster. This much faster scrapping structured data is not there in the other tools. Okay, so there's a lot many. Any more questions? Any more questions, doubts, queries? If you don't have questions, just ping no in the chat window. So Lakshmi is asking about what about AI and ML. Okay, so AI and ML. So this is RPA is basically the RPA is it's like a human body. Okay, so hands. Okay, so it's like a RPA is a hands in the human body. So people are doing the hands tapping. So just click copy paste this kind of work. Okay, that is a RPA. Plus AI is an intelligence. So basically decide based on the experience it will decide, based on the some samples it will decide. It's not like a conditional based kind of thing. That is a AI and ML. Okay, so if you are yeah, if you are in the future, if you learn AI, ML, yeah, definitely the combination is really very rare skilling. So you can learn AI and ML. If you want to learn, you can learn but here I'm going to teach only the RPA, not A and ML. Okay, so if any ready-made activities like this, this automatically it will just take that CV. This is a and in the background it will use some AI algorithms. That's it. So I'm not going to teach any AI. I'm not going to teach any ML. I'm going to teach only RPA. So, but you can integrate AI and ML things inside the RPA. Okay, got it, Rashmi? Uh, any questions? You see, so UiPath has this feature. UiPath has, yeah, so you can integrate. So because it is interact with the multiple things, right? So suppose for example you were just in the Python you created one algorithm by using the AI or ML. You just go and download the Python. Wherever you want to execute that Python code, just install the Python and execute the code, Python code, the ML code or AI code. Okay, you can integrate. You can integrate that ML and AI codes. Yeah, there's a integration in that definitely, but this class is only for the RPA course. So here, if you just type Python again, Python again. So invoke the Python methods, load the Python script, these things. So basically, see, so ML AI is different. Okay. Suppose, for example, which RP tools will support the database, which RP tools will support the Excel automation. Almost all the activities, all the things will support the Excel automation. All the supports this one database activities. But you should have that type of connectors to interact with that type of connectors. Okay. Jaya is asking which other RP tools supports integration with our ML and AI. Yeah, so uipath will support, but the remaining things also may support. Okay, so I'm not I don't have that much knowledge in remaining automation tools like AI automation anywhere and blueprints. I'm just I just know about the uipath. Got it, Jaya? Yeah. Any doubts? Any more doubts?